guys, what is going on? Jordan here, and today we got a pretty cool video. We're going to be installing coilovers on the 240, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so what coilovers did I get? I got eBay's, as the title says. Basically, right now, kind of broke, so it was either gonna be Racelands, which were 500, or eBay's. And I thought a lot about it, and I did a lot of research, and basically everyone that had the eBay's said that they were really bad, and they felt crashy, and it was awful, but that was also them just throwing them on and then taking them for a drive. Like, you have to give coilovers like at least a week to break in, because they're going to get a lot softer and it's going to feel a lot better. Now, I had Racelands on my E46, and like the quality of the coilover itself was pretty good. I was not expecting it to be as well as it is, just because of the reputation, because it's a cheaper coilover. So, but and then the ride on them was really good. I was totally happy. So now onto the eBay's. From the looking around that I did, basically you're looking at like 220, 240 for the basic non-adjustable dampering ones, and I was like, well, I'd rather pay the extra 80 bucks or whatever and get the ones with adjustable dampering, because these were 280. So basically it came down to these or the Racelands, and the Racelands still didn't have adjustable dampering, and these looked to be just as good, if not better quality than the Racelands. And this box is open because someone I live with thought it was something else, so they opened it, so that's why it's open. I haven't really looked at them yet, but from like the peek that I took, they look pretty good, so I guess that's open. And these also come with the Camber Plate, and then I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but there's the dial for the dampening. I actually had these Camber Plates on my E46, and they broke and my strut fell out on the busiest road in my town. But I don't blame the top hat, because it's kind of weird with them on the, like, they didn't work well with the Racelands, so I don't really blame it. But these actually feel, they're nice. Like, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but you'll see better when we put them in. But quality, not bad. Welds, okay. But overall, they look really nice. They look better than the Racelands I had on my E46. So this is a front. Let's grab a rear. Yeah, and what I like about these is with the Racelands, you basically just had the threads on the body, and you can only go so low. But this has where the bottom turns, so pretty stoked with that. Also, I didn't like the suspension in the rear on the BMW. It was weird. Like, I prefer a true coilover. I know there's like a conversion for the E46, but I don't know, enough talking. I guess we'll get into these, and then at the end I'll give a review on them. The first step is going to be to jack up the car, so I'm going to get some ramps, drive up on it, and I'll see you in a second. So with this video I'm going to be going really in depth, so if you have no idea how to take your struts out or put coilovers in or whatever, you should be able to by watching this video and following the steps that I give. So now, one thing I'm not sure about this car is the jack points. I don't think there is any. It's just you gotta jack it up by the subframe in the front and then the diff in the rear. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then we'll put it on jack stands. and then you can remove your ramps and remove the wheels, assuming you don't know how to jack up a car. But yep. Now, for first step of the actual coilover install is you're going to remove these two bolts. So probably gonna want to have like a wrench or something on this, and then like a breaker bar with a socket on this. You're probably gonna need a deep well. So after you have the strut unbolted from the knuckle, you're going to go up here and you're going to use a 14 and you're going to undo the top hat. And then after these come out, you're going to want to hold the strut as you undo the last one because it's just going to come right out. But also there's going to be a brake line hooked to this. I unhooked mine when I put this spring in it, so you're going to have to do that too. But yep, it's out and now it is ready for the new coilover. And then you're going to want to put the coilover up and then put one nut in it, and then it's just going to be putting them on. It's pretty simple. Hopefully you understand it. And then you're going to need your jack, and then you jack up the lower control arm to get it like up so it's easier to put into the coilover. I'm not going to adjust these until I get a wheel on it to see how it sits. So yep, just get the jack and then jack it up. So we got the front left is officially in and tight. So now we'll move on to the driver's side. But I'm just gonna do this and I'm not gonna tell you what to do because it's the same as the other side. It's super easy. So cue the time lapse. So now it's all back together. The wheels are on and I put some boards under there so I can lower it and see how it sits ride height wise. I have the camber plates completely maxed, like to take away or add positive camber. So I'm gonna look up how else I can add positive camber. So I don't want it like that, but yep, we're gonna lower it down and see how it sits so I can adjust the ride height. So this is now day 2 because I didn't have impact, and I need an impact to start the rears. It's even windier today, so sorry. Hopefully you can hear me now. The first thing is there's a bolt back here. I don't know what size it is, but that's gonna be the first step to get the rear strut out. The backs are super easy. Yeah, this should only take me like a half hour. Once that's unbolted, you're going to want to give the strut a nice kick to get off this peg. And then after that, all we have to do is just unbolt the top hat from the car. So for this, you're going to have to get in your back seat. It's very hot in here. Pull your seat down. And then I don't know about you, but my back shelf just comes right off. And then after that, you just have these 2 bolts that are the only thing holding it in. So yeah, right here you can kind of see what the problem was. But when the strut was compressed, feels like I cut myself. Which it compresses really easy because it's blown, but like this like went through the top, and like I tried using to hold down the spring, but obviously that didn't work. Maybe we can look at the other side and you can see what was going on. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was like slapping up against the strut tower. But it doesn't matter because we have coilovers that are going to go in now. So we're going to do we're going to do the same to the other side if I can learn how to talk. Now, for the next step, you're going to have someone else help you. They're going to stick the coilover up in there through the holes while you or someone else tightens them in there. I also forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, we're also going to be installing these adjustable upper control arms so we can get rid of some of that camber because it's just way too much for the stock wheels. So yeah, these cost me about 40 bucks. So I guess that's going to be the next step. We're going to need probably like an adjustable for here, and then we're going to impact that off, and then the same for back there. So that's the next step before we finish putting the coilover in. I got it out. So this is one of those really annoying things that every car kind of has, where like there's just, if I can let you see it, where like there's just no room to put the tool to take it out, and you're kind of like, how do I get this out? Basically, I had to take a socket or a ratchet with an 11/16 on this side with a breaker bar, broke it loose, and then another ratchet with 3/4 on the back, and then I just had to go to town on it. I already sprayed the other side with some liquid wrench. Now the final step is just to attach the bottom of the coilover to the knuckle. Normally you have to push this down to get it over the strut, so I think I'm just gonna try to use a jack to jack it up. So we'll see. Let's see if that works. So it's been about almost 2 weeks now, so I don't really remember what I filmed last, but as you can see, dumped. But so when I went to go drive it, like after we got the coilovers in, dropped it down, and when I went to go drive it, I already knew that the car had, like, I'd need tow arms, but like I had like a stupid amount of like toe out. So basically when I was driving, like the back end was steering, and like when you do like the shake test, it was terrible. So right away ordered tow arms, so had to wait a week for those to come. So tossed those in, nothing special. Still playing with the alignment. I haven't really adjusted yet. I just eyeballed it up. So off camera I'm gonna play with that and get it better. The fisheye isn't really gonna do this, so we're gonna go without it for a second. The front, I would like to, so my uncle's using our air compressor, so I can't like take it apart and adjust the ride height to how I want it. The back I just left a little higher than I wanted, just in case it like settled or anything. But the front can go up one turn, so it's like almost, I think it rubs a little on the inside of the fender or the chassis, whatever. So that needs to come up one rotation, and then the back can go down about a 1/4 inch. So the next clip you're gonna see is gonna be in 1 week, so I can, get some time with the car, dial in the coilovers or whatever. Just let them settle, because it does take about a week or 2 or a month for them to settle, and then I can give my final first thoughts. So, because I don't want to review them right away, because I've probably only put like 15 miles on them, and I want to try to like see if I can get it set up the best I can. Also, wheel spacers, pretty important, because I am not digging that hovercraft, but it is nice because with the tow arm and the adjustable upper control arm, I was able to get rid of a lot of camber. I could get rid of all of it, but we're gonna see when I get the spacers. But yeah, I'll see you in a week. Alright, so it's been about a week now. I've put almost 800 miles on the coilovers, and I've had a little bit of time to play with the settings, and I still have more to play with, but right now I have it kind of soft, so it rides nicer, because I don't really have to worry about fitment. So it rides a lot nicer, but it's softer, so it's a little bouncier. But overall ride quality, these feel a lot better than my Racelands, but I also had 20K springs in the rear, but like just in general, these feel a lot better. Like if you took this to a track, it would feel really good, like on like a smooth surface, and then even like just bumps in general feel like good. It feels, it doesn't even really feel like it's on coilovers or anything, let alone eBay ones. But like, and this, I think this is the same for like all coilovers, but like if there's like a sharp like bump in the road, you still feel that kinda. But yeah, so about 800 miles a week, so this coilovers should be pretty settled by now. I'm happy with it. $300, it's a really good bang for your buck. I'm gonna do like good like Fortunatos or something like down the line, but just for right now, to get the car low and to fix my problem with all my blown struts and my cut springs, this was definitely a good option. If you're gonna do eBays and you have the option to get the adjustable dampering, I would get the adjustable dampering, just because like that's where like your ride quality is improved, because my Racelands had no adjustability with that. So if you're on a budget and you're just trying to get low, this is a pretty good option. I've heard of like the dampering adjustment like stops working over time, but I don't know, this eventually we will get better ones, but this is just for the time being. But I am happy with it. I might do a part 2 down the line, like in a few months or like next year or right before I get new coilovers, just to like give my final thoughts on it. But like this is just me driving them for a week, and I put like 800 miles on them on Wisconsin highway. So I don't know, like they're not bad. I mean, I've never ridden in like really good coilovers, but these felt better than my Racelands. Now, I think that's about all that I wanted to say or had to say, so I'm going to end the video here. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and remember, bros, keep moving backwards.